Job security used to mean staying in the same occupation for many years. Today, that idea is fading. AI evolves faster than schools, companies, and governments can adapt. The World Bank reports that technological change now outpaces labor policy by more than a decade. The ILO adds that nearly every sector is undergoing task restructuring. Understanding how AI affects job security is essential for workers and long-term global stability. Job security used to mean staying in the same occupation for many years. Today, that idea is fading. AI evolves faster than schools, companies, and governments can adapt. The World Bank reports that technological change now outpaces labor policy by more than a decade. The ILO adds that nearly every sector is undergoing task restructuring. Understanding how AI affects job security is essential for workers and long-term global stability. When people worry that AI is taking jobs, they imagine entire occupations disappearing instantly. But according to the World Bank, AI mostly replaces specific tasks, not whole jobs at once. However, when a large share of tasks within a role becomes automated, job security weakens dramatically. This leads to fewer working hours, reduced wages, or eventual role elimination. Some jobs transform, some shrink, and others disappear permanently as AI continues improving. Most jobs consist of many different tasks. Some require creativity or judgment, while others are routine and predictable. AI targets routine and repetitive tasks first. World Bank evidence shows that jobs with more than 50% routine tasks face the highest automation risk. This explains why job disruption is uneven across industries. Occupations dominated by predictable tasks are far more likely to experience permanent changes, reduced staffing, or complete automation. The World Bank provides one of the clearest global assessments of AI's impact. Its studies show that countries with highly digital economies experience the greatest exposure to AI-driven task automation. However, higher exposure does not guarantee stronger protection for workers. Without reskilling, even advanced economies face growing job insecurity. The World Bank warns that technological adoption has accelerated so rapidly that many labor markets lack the systems needed to help workers adapt effectively. World Bank data shows that AI exposure varies sharply by income level. In high-income countries, up to 60% of jobs contain tasks that AI can perform. In middle-income countries, exposure averages around 40%. In low-income countries, exposure is lower, between 10 and 20%, mainly because less work is digital. However, lower exposure does not mean stronger job security, especially where social protection is weak. Exposure alone does not equal full automation. The World Bank estimates that 10 to 30% of job tasks globally could be fully automated by AI by 2030. The wide range depends on industry, regulation, investment, and adoption speed. Even partial automation can significantly reduce working hours, wages, and long-term stability. This gradual process often erodes job security before workers realize the risk. AI rarely eliminates jobs overnight. Instead, it slowly reduces the need for workers. Employees may keep their jobs but experience fewer hours, lower pay, short-term contracts, or increased performance pressure. World Bank research shows this silent erosion is the most common form of AI-driven insecurity. By the time layoffs occur, job stability has often already been lost for years. The International Labor Organization approaches AI from a worker-centered perspective. Its global analysis finds that about 25% of jobs worldwide face high exposure to AI and automation. This exposure is concentrated in specific occupations rather than evenly distributed. The ILO emphasizes that AI reshapes work faster than labor protections adapt, increasing insecurity even when unemployment rates remain stable. According to ILO evidence, the most vulnerable jobs are clerical and administrative roles. These include data entry, routine accounting, payroll processing, and basic customer support. In some clerical occupations, over 70% of tasks can already be automated. Because these jobs rely heavily on predictable information processing, AI systems can replace them faster than workers can reskill. The ILO also highlights gender differences in AI exposure. Globally, women face higher automation risk than men, especially in office-based and clerical roles. In high-income countries, women are about 1.2 times more exposed to AI-driven job disruption. This is not due to skill level, but occupational concentration. Without targeted reskilling, AI may widen existing gender inequalities in job security. Young workers face unique challenges in the AI era. The ILO finds that entry-level jobs often contain the most automatable tasks. These roles traditionally provide work experience, but AI increasingly performs them. As a result, young people face weaker job security and fewer entry pathways. This creates long-term risks, as early job instability often leads to persistent income insecurity. Importantly, the ILO does not predict immediate mass unemployment. Instead, it emphasizes job transformation. However, transformed jobs usually require new skills. Workers who cannot adapt quickly face declining wages, unstable contracts, or exit from formal employment. This means job insecurity can rise even when employment statistics appear stable on the surface. The World Economic Forum focuses on future labor market dynamics. Its Future of Jobs reports analyze how AI, automation, and digitalization reshape employment worldwide. The WEF warns that the speed of change is unprecedented. For the first time, technology is transforming both manual and cognitive work at the same time, increasing uncertainty across almost all sectors. According to WEF projections, by 2027 to 2030, around 83 million jobs may be displaced globally due to automation and AI. At the same time, 69 million new jobs may be created. This results in a net loss of about 14 million jobs worldwide. While new jobs emerge, the transition period weakens job security for millions of workers across regions. One of the most important impacts of AI is skills disruption. According to the World Economic Forum, 44% of workers' skills will need to change within 5 years due to AI and automation. This means job security no longer depends on holding a position, but on continuously updating skills. Workers who adapt quickly remain relevant, while those who delay reskilling face rising insecurity, even if their jobs still exist today. The WEF identifies several roles that are declining rapidly. These include data entry clerks, administrative assistants, payroll staff, and routine bookkeeping jobs. These positions rely heavily on repetitive information processing. Once AI systems perform these tasks more efficiently, demand for human labor drops permanently. History shows such roles rarely return once automation becomes widespread. Some jobs disappear permanently because AI performs the core task better, faster, and continuously. World Bank evidence shows that when tasks are fully automated, jobs tied exclusively to those tasks vanish. Examples include typists, basic data processors, and travel booking agents. These losses are not temporary. They represent structural change, not economic cycles, making job security in such roles extremely weak. Not all jobs disappear. Many are transformed. Teaching, healthcare, journalism, and finance increasingly use AI as a tool. Teachers use AI for grading, doctors for diagnostics, journalists for research, and bankers for risk analysis. In these fields, AI reshapes responsibilities rather than replacing humans entirely, but workers must adapt to new skill demands. Jobs requiring human judgment, ethics, creativity, and responsibility remain more secure. These include cybersecurity specialists, engineers, AI governance experts, leaders, and caregiving professionals. Global evidence shows AI increases demand for oversight and accountability. While these jobs may change, their core human element protects them from full automation in the foreseeable future. AI improves productivity but also increases risk. The World Bank and WEF warn about rising cyber attacks, data breaches, system failures, and deepfakes. As systems become more automated, mistakes become more costly. This creates a paradox. AI reduces some jobs, but increases demand for human supervision, regulation, and security expertise. Job security is not only an economic issue, it is a security issue. Large-scale job instability can increase inequality, social tension, and political pressure. Global institutions warn that unmanaged AI transitions may destabilize societies. Protecting workers during technological change is therefore essential not only for individuals, but for national and global stability. AI affects regions differently. High-income countries face higher AI exposure but stronger safety nets. Middle-income countries experience rapid transition with uneven protection. Low-income countries face lower exposure, but weaker social protection and fewer reskilling opportunities. This creates unequal job security outcomes across the global labor market. In many regions, a large share of workers are informal. These workers lack contracts, unemployment insurance, and retraining support. AI threatens informal jobs quietly, without layoffs or headlines. When tasks disappear, incomes vanish instantly. This silent disruption makes informal workers among the most vulnerable in the AI transition. By 2025, AI copilots are expected to automate routine office tasks. Email handling, scheduling, basic analysis, and documentation become increasingly automated. Productivity rises, but hiring slows for entry-level clerical roles. This early phase already weakens job security for new workers entering the labor market. By 2030, global estimates suggest 10 to 30% of job tasks will be fully automated. At this stage, reskilling determines outcomes. Workers who adapted remain employed, while others exit formal employment. Job security increasingly diverges based on access to education, training, and digital infrastructure. By 2035, careers are expected to look very different. Workers may change roles multiple times. Skills, not job titles, define security. Continuous learning becomes normal. Those who fail to adapt face long-term instability, while adaptable workers navigate change more successfully. Across all evidence, one global fact stands out: AI will not take all jobs. However, it will permanently weaken job security for routine work and force millions of workers to adapt. This transformation is gradual but unavoidable, reshaping how societies define employment and economic stability. Job security today means having transferable skills. Digital literacy, problem-solving, communication, and adaptability matter more than specific roles. World Bank research shows workers with flexible skills experience lower displacement risk. Security now belongs to individuals who can move across roles, sectors, and technologies. A major challenge is the education gap. The World Bank finds that education systems lag far behind AI adoption. Curricula change slowly, while technology advances rapidly. Without reform, this gap increases insecurity for future workers, particularly young people entering the labor market unprepared for AI-driven work. Reskilling speed matters. Workers who retrain early reduce their risk significantly. Those who delay face declining wages or unemployment. The ILO stresses that access to affordable, continuous training is essential to protect job security during rapid technological change. Governments play a critical role in protecting workers. They must invest in skills, strengthen social protection, and update labor policies. Public investment can soften job losses and support transitions. Without policy action, AI benefits concentrate in institutions while workers bear the costs. Employers also carry responsibility. Responsible AI adoption includes job redesign, worker training, and ethical deployment. Companies that invest in people alongside technology experience more sustainable productivity gains. Ignoring workforce impacts may generate short-term profit but long-term instability. In the AI era, individuals carry more responsibility for their own security. Continuous learning, career flexibility, and skill ownership matter. Workers can no longer rely solely on employers or governments. Those who actively adapt gain resilience in an uncertain labor market. Fear often exaggerates AI job loss. Facts show a slower, uneven process. Job security erodes gradually, not overnight. Understanding evidence helps societies respond calmly and effectively, rather than reacting with panic or denial. AI destroys some jobs, transforms many, and creates new ones. The challenge lies in managing the transition. Without preparation, inequality grows. With planning, AI can support productivity while maintaining social stability. The core message is clear. Job security is no longer about protection from change. It is about preparation for change. Skills, adaptability, and learning determine who thrives in the AI era. Global evidence shows that private institutions benefit more from AI adoption than public institutions. World Bank analyses indicate that around 70% of AI adoption occurs in the private sector, compared to roughly 30% in public institutions. Private companies move faster, invest earlier, and capture productivity gains immediately. They use AI to reduce costs, automate routine work, and scale operations efficiently. At the same time, job losses are not evenly shared. According to the International Labor Organization, young workers aged 18 to 29 account for about 35% of jobs with high AI exposure, while clerical and routine roles represent another 30%. These groups are concentrated in entry-level and routine positions, where automation risk is highest. As a result, many young and active workers face job displacement before gaining sufficient experience. AI reshapes job security, not just jobs. Private institutions benefit faster. Public institutions adopt more slowly. Young and routine workers face highest risk. Skills, not jobs, define future security. Final insight. Adapt to survive. Learn continuously. Work with AI. Future focus. Thank you for watching. Consider subscribing to Global Facts Matter. This channel turns global data into clear insights on work, technology, and the future. This presentation draws on reports from the World Bank, the International Labor Organization, and the World Economic Forum. Full references are below listed.